This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, the man accused of 2 counts of murder and arson of a South Dunedin flat appears in court. The Prime Minister speaks to students and university staff while protesters campaign outside. And the Agricultural Minister says Mycoplasma bovis can be eradicated. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. A man accused of burning down a South Dunedin house after murdering 2 people inside has retained name suppression. The Crown supported the case made by the man's defence counsel to keep his identity hidden.
The 46-year-old Dunedin man accused of the arson of 66B Wellesley Street on January 22nd was granted continued name suppression today and was formally charged with the murders of 49-year-old David Ian Clark and 35-year-old Anastasia Margaret Neve. The accused initially appeared before the Dunedin District Court a week after the incident. Defence counsel Judith Ablett-Kerr QC opposed media applications and applied for continued name suppression. The Crown supported her application. Police confirmed a week after the deaths they were being treated as suspicious. Some days after the initial arrest was made, police offered identity protection for anyone who came forward with further information. Police confirmed the man who had been charged was known to the couple, and the defendant is scheduled to appear in the High Court at Dunedin on March the 13th. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Heavy rain predicted for southern regions is prompting warnings across the south. A state of emergency has been called in Christchurch. The Otago Regional Council is keeping an eye on river levels as heavy rainfall warnings are in place for much of Otago. The most severe weather is expected over the next 24 hours, with the weather situation easing from late tomorrow morning. The ORC warns those near the Kakanui River that peak flows of around 130 cubic metres per second are expected until the early hours tomorrow. The Dunedin City Council is advising some surface flooding may occur in low-lying places with around 40 millimetres of rain forecast until noon. Inside Forsyth Bar Stadium last night, 4,000 tertiary students listened to Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, while outside 30 protested against the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement. Roselle LeBone reports.
As 4,000 students were addressed by Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern inside Forsyth Bar Stadium last night, about 30 students protested. While they welcomed the government's free year of tertiary education, they stood firm on their distaste for Labour's backpedalling on the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement. Here outside the Forsyth Bar Stadium, members of Dunedin's student TPPA protest group are making their feelings known before the arrival of Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. And I've been told about half an hour ago several protesters were also on the scene at Dunedin South Labour rooms.
In the end, it comes down to the fact that Labour is preaching false rhetoric. They have the tertiary free education generation up in front in the spotlights, and then in the shadows they're signing the CPTPP and entrenching neoliberalism.
Ardern made an appearance as guest of honour at the annual convocation ceremony. Protesters shouted slogans at the passing cars of Ardern and her entourage, including Dunedin MP Claire Curran.
No way! CPPA! No way!
The South Today did manage to speak to University Proctor Dave Scott to gauge his feelings on the protest.
Under New Zealand law, everyone has the right to freedom of speech and freedom of peaceful protest, so this group feel passionate about their cause. So they're here to do that, and I'm just working with them so that they can get their message out in a lawful way.
A 6 p.m. ceremony to reopen Dunedin South Labour rooms with the PM in attendance was also held while the protest was happening. Media was told to be seated inside Forsyth Bar by 6:30 p.m. for Ardern's 8:20 speech. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
Both lanes of Queenstown's new $22 million Kaurarau Falls Bridge connecting Calvin Heights and Frankton are expected to open in May. Work on the bridge will be fast-tracked to ensure a pedestrian and cycling underpass and water pipes under the bridge are ready for the opening. Construction crews will be on site 24 hours a day from Monday to Friday for 3 of the 5-week program. Noisier work will be done during the day. The eradication of the cow disease Mycoplasma bovis is still a viable option according to the Agricultural Minister Damien O'Connor. 22 farms in the Lower South Island have been found to be infected by the disease, and the Minister was in Southland last week to listen to the concern of farmers. Sharon Rees has more.
Minister for Agriculture Damien O'Connor was in Southland last week, gauging the sentiment of farmers dealing with the effects of Mycoplasma bovis. At the Southern Field Days, O'Connor said the first round of milk testing from all producing dairy farms found no signs of the disease.
What the 9,000 tests so far, and I think there are about 900 still to be completed, is that there's no sign of Mycoplasma bovis. There are still 2 other tests that will be discard milk that we hope confirm that we don't have any other Mycoplasma bovis across the country other than that has been sourced from the 2 major sources of infection.
He said the results meant eradication of the disease was still an option, but couldn't happen without the assistance of farmers, some of whom might not understand the seriousness of the situation.
There's a risk that farmers elsewhere in the country are still underestimating the significance and the importance of what we're doing here. I have been, and MPI and everyone, farming leaders, I've been asking them to emphasise the importance that we all cooperate to firstly do this testing properly, and then secondly, when we hopefully embark upon a program of eradication, that everyone does what they can.
He said the field days gave him the opportunity to hear Southland farmers' concerns and to do what he could to help.
That's the value of coming here today. I'm sure I'll talk with more farmers who have been affected or of course are in the region who are being affected indirectly by this, and I listen to all of that. We go back and take immediate action, or certainly have immediate discussion on what we can change to improve that.
The response so far shows that there are 23 infected properties, 22 in the Lower South Island and 1 in the Hawke's Bay. 48 farms have been made a restricted place under the Biosecurity Act. 110 farms have been issued notices that they are at high risk, and 1,500 trace farms have either supplied animals to or received animals from infected farms. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, we take a look at the Chinese New Year celebrations in Dunedin, and we catch up with the Highlanders preparing for their first home game of the 2018 Super Rugby season.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air. Calling all Otago superheroes, the 2018 Relay for Life needs your team. On March 17 and 18, the relay teams will join together to create one of the most inspiring events, helping not only to raise funds but also to remember those who have fallen to cancer or are struggling with it. To register your team, simply go to the website and sign on, then start fundraising. It's about celebrating, remembering and fighting back. Be a superhero and register now at relayforlife.org.nz.
For 3 generations, the Kilpatrick family have ensured Jimmy's pies are still world famous in the South Island. Made to an old family recipe, Jimmy's pies have been one of New Zealand's traditional takeaway foods, prepared daily on the premises alongside a range of savouries, sausage rolls and cakes. Jimmy's pies are distributed throughout the Lower South Island. Jimmy's pies are sure to satisfy your travelling munchies.
Hi, Lindsay and Alex Campbell Menswear. We have our 3 stores on sale. It's our summer clearance sale. Look at all these t-shirts, 50% off. Look at all these polo shirts, 50% off. Look at all these woven shirts, short sleeves, 50% off. And there's more. Shorts, all these shorts, 50% off.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
But wait, there's more. 25% off all our regular lines off the normal price.
Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
The Terminus Apartments, where heritage meets modern sophistication and where the past is Dunedin's future. These 1 or 2 bedroom apartments are fitted with modern amenities, room to move and spectacular harbour and city views. Contact us now to have your piece of luxury.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Free heart transmission. Please open your heart.
Qi is flowing freely. Qi is nourishing. Qi is loving.
Call Sunny Chin for peace in your heart.
Tune in this Thursday, 7:30 p.m. for the highlights of the 2018 Bert Munro Challenge.
Welcome back. Dunedin celebrated the Chinese New Year on Friday with festivities including a parade winding its way through the central city. The South Today joined the crowds to watch the procession.
Marching to a centuries-old beat, a golden dragon made its way from Dunedin's Octagon to the Chinese Garden on Friday. Many of those in the parade were dressed in traditional attire. Visiting Chinese Consul General Zhejiang Wang spoke of his admiration for the garden.
As Lanyuan is one of the largest Chinese gardens in the South Hemisphere, it is very special to celebrate Chinese traditional festivals here.
And the stage outside the Chinese Garden was used for all manner of traditional performances. Plus, some more modern styles of dance. In Chinese astrology, 2018 is an Earth Dog year, the last one having been in 1958, when entertainers Madonna and Michael Jackson both were born. People born in the year of the dog are said to be loyal, honest, amiable, kind, cautious and prudent. Six-year-old Chi Chung Lee led the crowd to sing in the Chinese Year of the Dog. As a substitute for fireworks, which were banned this year, illuminated smoke created a visual end to the celebrations. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
The Pulse Energy Highlanders meet the Blues at Forsyth Bar Stadium on Friday in their first match of the 2018 Super Rugby competition. Roselle LeBone has more.
The Highlanders were at the University Oval yesterday preparing for their hometown match against the Blues. Assistant coach Mark Hemmett says the side has had a good pre-season and the players are in good nick.
Pre-seasons can be a wee bit up and down, but in terms of the structure and what we've wanted to achieve on and off the field, we're pretty comfortable with where we are.
7 or 8 new players have been brought in and the side's All Blacks are also ready to go. Hammett says the main work is identifying where the team can improve.
We felt that we wanted to probably up some of the tempo and intensity, particularly for our returning players, and have them come back in a better position.
There's a lot riding on this game and the team is expecting a strong start from the Blues. The Gordon Hunter Memorial Trophy is also on the line.
The trophy doesn't get the job done, but it's certainly part of our motivation and putting a good performance first up.
The Highlanders are hoping for a big O-Week crowd at the Forsyth Bar Stadium Zoo to celebrate the season opener. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
A new initiative rolling out through Invercargill is making it easier for cafe customers to make healthy food choices. The initiative is the work of the community-focused organisation Healthy Families Invercargill, and 11 cafes have joined up. Sharon Rees reports.
A small change to menus in Invercargill cafes is making a big difference to customer food choices. The Healthier Choice move is an initiative of Healthy Families Invercargill, in which cafes label their most nutritious food options with a sticker to better inform their customers.
What we're trying to do is we're just trying to encourage people and empower people to make those healthier choices, and it's a systems-based approach. So basically what we're looking at is how we can go in and actually make things that will help cafes to do things a little bit differently, so that it can actually have some pretty big results around the community.
She said having the labels won't necessarily mean the food covers all dietary needs, but rather informs customers of the healthiest options in each cafe.
It's not about saying, this is the one that fits all the dietary requirements and this is the one that's got the least amount of sugar, whatever. It's actually about saying that these are the food options that if you come in here, they're the healthier ones.
The initiative was launched yesterday in 11 cafes and has encouraged some of the cafes to offer more healthy options and even change the way they prepare some of their items. Global Bite Cafe manager Libby Jameson said the initiative has already been a hit with the customers.
We've really found that our customers are receptive to seeing signs that indicate that this is a healthy choice, because they want that. They want tasty food, but they want to have healthy choices too.
If the initial trial is a success, the Healthier Choice will be offered to more cafes, businesses and schools in the hope of encouraging better food choices across the community. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, youths fetch good prices at the last youth fair of summer in Sheffield, and Airbnb and the Queenstown Lakes District Council engage in a game of public relations one-upmanship.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Once again, we've opened up a pop-up store in George Street, right beside McDonald's. We've got up to 70% savings on normal retail. There's some great buys. We have socks right through to suits, everything in between. We'll see you there. The Alex Campbell Menswear pop-up. Don't miss it.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
(135) Cumberland Street is a brand new, recently listed Category 1 heritage building right in Dunedin's warehouse precinct. Only a short walk to the Opticon in the central city. These are warm, well-insulated, self-contained apartments with all you need for a short or long stay. With beautiful views onto the harbour, these Airbnbs at 135 Cumberland Street come highly recommended for your stay in Dunedin.
Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoai Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Oh, I'm not happy with this product demonstration, Ralphie. Oh, relax. It's all about balance. The balance between softness and strength. And my balance is perfect. So we won't fall? Of course not.
Hi, Ralphie.
Oh, hey there. Whoa. Whoa. You fell for it. Yep. I fell for it. Cotton Softs. Softness and strength you can trust. I'm Cotton Soft on the environment too.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products like awnings and umbrellas and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
Tune in this Thursday, 7:30 p.m. for the highlights of the 2018 Bird Munro Challenge.
Thanks for staying with us. The last Ewe Fair of summer was held last week in Sheffield. More than 120 people flocked to pay prices for ewes that were much higher than in previous years. The South Today was there.
On the way to Arthur's Pass on State Highway 73 is the small town of Sheffield, which on Friday held the last Ewe Fair of the season. In days gone by, there were ewe fairs all over Canterbury, but now there are just 3, with Hawarden and Temuka ewe fairs having been held earlier this summer. Despite some farms moving away from dryland farming and towards irrigation, there seems to be a resurgence in sheep farming. In the past few years, the top price paid for a pen of two-tooth ewes was $180, but the Sheffield sale saw much higher prices, with the day's top price at $226. While the number of ewes was down from the last 2 years, the 16,000 sold last week indicates that sheep farming is still on the rise. The buyers who attended had come from all over North and Central Canterbury. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
Airbnb and the Queenstown Lakes District Council are engaged in a game of public relations by video. Both have videos online pushing their points of view on proposed changes to short-term visitor accommodation. Mina Amso reports.
The video game began with this 3-minute video posted by the Queenstown Lakes District Council 2 months ago. It uses animation to counter rumours homeowners won't be able to use their houses for short-term visitor accommodation.
What I love most is meeting people from...
Now, in another video posted last week, short-term accommodation giant Airbnb has returned Serve, showing a Queenstown Airbnb host calling on the council to work with Airbnb.
I think the Queenstown Council and Airbnb should get together and work out some sensible home sharing rules.
In November last year, the council proposed a number of changes to short-term accommodation providers, including requiring hosts to obtain a resource consent if they have more than 5 guests or if they do not live at the property themselves. The new rules would allow for homeowners to provide up to 28 days short-term rental accommodation per year with no more than 3 separate leads. In a statement, Airbnb's head of public policy for New Zealand and Australia, Brent Thomas, told The South Today that with the cost of living sky high, Airbnb hosts are extremely concerned by the council's current proposal, which would make home sharing harder and more costly. Adding, our hosts are also telling us that if they can't share their homes, that's going to make staying in Queenstown more expensive and will drive tourism numbers down. The council declined to comment on the Airbnb video today, but in a statement, the council communications manager, Niall Crosby-Rowe, told The South Today, "We would remind residents who wish to submit regarding visitor accommodation can do so until submissions close on Friday, the 23rd of February. Mina Amso, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. A man accused of burning down a South Dunedin house after murdering 2 people inside has retained name suppression at court in Dunedin. A protest against the TPPA was staged at the Forsyth Bar Stadium last night to coincide with the Prime Minister's address to new students. And the eradication of the cow disease Mycoplasma bovis is still a viable option according to Agricultural Minister Damien O'Connor. And now it's time for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Paul Gorman. What have you got for us tomorrow?
Hi, Melissa. Well, everyone's on Cyclone Gita watch. The storm is just starting to hit into the Buller region, and it's going to move across the South Island tonight. So there's already some reports of wind damage and big waves down the west coast. Heavy rain on this side, and even as far south as Dunedin in the morning could be an issue. So it really is going to be a big event. So we're just keeping an eye on that. Difficult timing for the newspaper because it all happens. It's going to happen at night. So it's hard to cover these things. Sometimes they become more of an online story rather than a big thing in the paper, but we'll be watching that carefully tonight. Also got our O Week page tomorrow. Our O Week reporter John O. Edwards has been out there, and he says that he's running a story about saying it's the ultimate place to be if you're a scrounger. You get lots of freebies, this, that and the other, so that's an interesting story. And another one, there's been an unfortunate spelling mistake in the plaque commemorating the Prime Minister's visit to the Labour Party South Dunedin headquarters. So have a look at that tomorrow and you'll see how they've spelt our Prime Minister's last name. Very unfortunate.
Oh dear. Well, we'll have to catch up with that in tomorrow's ODT. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by MoleMap.
Today's southern view is of people fending off the light rain in Dunedin. Looking at the situation, it will remain cold for a few more days as southerly airflow hangs around. Rain and showers will clear tomorrow night and drier weather is likely for the rest of the week. Down in the south, Balclutha and Catlins are in for more gusty winds, showers and 11. Gore and Lumsden can expect decreasing winds, showers clearing and a high of 12. Moving over to central, Wanaka and Alexandra will have gusty winds, some rain and 10. Queenstown is in for the same but a high of 9, and Te Anau can expect decreasing winds with showers clearing and 12. To the northern outlook, Oamaru and Timaru, gusty southeasterlies, rain and 12. Amarama and Twizel, gusty winds, some rain and a high of 10. In Dunedin tonight, cloudy with periods of rain and strong cold southerly winds with an overnight low of 10. Cloudy tomorrow with periods of rain all day and fresh breezy cold southwesterlies, 12 and 10. Early showers clear on Thursday, but skies will remain cloudy and temperatures cool with fresh breezy southwesterly winds easing slowly, 15 and 10. And in Invercargill tonight, showers with gusty southeasterlies and an overnight low of 9. Showers clearing during the afternoon tomorrow and sunny periods increasing during the day, breezy southerly winds, cold temperatures 13 and 7. And it's fine and sunny on Thursday with light southerly winds, still cool though, 14 and 8. So it may be time for everyone to retrieve their winter woolies. And that's our news for this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, you can follow us on Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you have a great evening. Take care. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.